How about that? Breaking news into Texas Tech football. The Red Raiders, they've landed the best offensive tackle prospect in the 2026 class. In Lake Ridge, Mansfield, Texas offensive tackle, Felix Ojo, a guy that looked like he was headed down south to Austin. No. He'll head out west and play for Joey McGuire in 2026. Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's RC Maxfield here for the Back to 12 podcast. I'll just be honest with you. Like the damn video if you're excited like I am about the Red Raiders landing the #1 overall offensive tackle prospect in the class of 2026. I thought this was done. I thought he was headed down to Austin to play for Coach Sark down there. I thought it was done. Maybe Ohio State, maybe Michigan would come in late and maybe steal his services. No, instead, Felix Ojo is headed out west to Texas Tech and likely going to be a starter as a true freshman for the Red Raiders in 2026. So if you're excited like I am, all I'm going to ask you to do is simply like the video. Okay. How the hell did we get here? How did we get here? Because truth be told, like I just said, I thought he was headed to Austin. I really did. So I think we know somewhat why he got here. Shout out to the oil money out in West Texas. We all love you. That's for sure. But let's go ahead and discuss the timeline here. Okay. This from Steve Wilfong over at On3, and this was a bomb, man. I'm telling you, this came out of nowhere considering that Felix Ojo actually said on his own Twitter just mere hours before this, about 8-9 hours, right, that, hey, tomorrow's the day. And his top 4 included Florida, Texas, Michigan, schools like that, right? Texas Tech was not in the top 4, people. And then all of a sudden, you have this. Late July 3rd, it was about, 8 o'clock when this dropped. In fact, let's scroll down a little bit and look exactly what time. 7 o'clock, excuse me. But this drops, and you're like, whoa, you've got Sam and Steve reporting on this? This is something where, again, I thought it was done. I thought, okay, he's going down to Austin. He's going to be a Longhorn. But instead, they put in this prediction, and all hell breaks loose in the recruiting community, it feels like, in the sense of, I don't think anybody saw this coming. And if they were telling you that they were, maybe they got sprinkles of it, but there was no like, oh, it's actually happening type deal. This was the first time where I felt like, okay, this is actually happening, right? And then you go look at what Texas Tech is getting, right? And they haven't even updated it on 247 Sports. That's how quickly we're getting the videos out here to you guys. They're not even updating the crystal ball predictions and the confirmed commitments yet. So it's just another reason to like the video and hit that subscribe button. As I mentioned, he is the #1 offensive tackle prospect in the class of 2026, the #2 overall player in the great state of Texas, and then the #5 overall player in the entire class nationally, according to 247. He is 6'6", 275. And let's go ahead and look at his overall scouting report by Gabe Brooks of 247 Sports. He does a phenomenal job at breaking these athletes down. He is a verified 6'6", 272, is Ojo post-junior season, 33 5/8 arm, wingspan of 81.5. He owns a lean athletic look and plays with impressive functional athleticism and movement ability. Okay, he stood out physically, athletically, and infield demeanor despite being among the youngest competitors in the event, right? Like he was one of those guys where he was at the 2025 Navy Army All-American Bowl, and he just, everywhere I look when it comes to scouting him and reading about what he is on the field, he is mean, man. And his favorite food is very clear. It is very clear in terms of football terms, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Felix Ojo's favorite, and I mean favorite food, is pancakes. This man finishes a play, period, okay? He is mean on the football field in the nicest way you can possibly be, right? He finishes blocks. He's athletic to get out in the run game. He's physical and holds up well in pass pro. He is a guy that will come in and be an instant impact player for the Red Raiders on the offensive line. Now, there could be some movement here. I don't know if he's going to be a left tackle or a right tackle right away. I think it probably depends on if you keep Howard Sampson for his senior season out in the 806. That being said, Felix Ojo can be an instant starter for the Red Raiders, whether that's at left tackle, right tackle, it don't matter. He is an instant impact guy, and a guy, in my estimation, where I would not be shocked if he only plays 3 years of college football due to the fact that the NFL is calling and saying, hey, brother, you're going to be a first-round pick. Let's go get some generational wealth for you and your family here right away, right? Like, he is that type of player. He is really good. And what he does to this recruiting class for the Red Raiders cannot be understated as well. Again, we're getting these videos out so quickly that they haven't even updated Felix Ojo to being a commit for Texas Tech, but he, in fact, is. The Red Raiders land their second all-time 5-star commitment, this time in the #1 overall offensive tackle in the class of 2025 in Felix Ojo. And it has been a sensational past couple of weeks for Texas Tech. You think about it from this. The past 3 days, if you're listening to this on July 4th, again, happy July 4th, Independence Day, the Red Raiders have landed 3, 4, or 5-star commitments in the past just 72 hours, okay? We'll start with Donovan Webb, a guy that there was a lot of speculation he could potentially go to Kansas State. Instead, he stays in the Lone Star State. He's from Frisco. He'll make the trek out west, and he is a 4-star safety. Then you go get a 4-star running back, and Ace Rowden, a guy that, in my opinion, I think he can play as a true freshman. He is really good. He plays a lot bigger than 6 foot, 192. He stands tall like Austin Janty does, or, Le'Veon Bell did back in the backfield, where he's almost completely upright to see where the A, B, and C gap, if he's got an opportunity to run through or if he's going to have to bounce outside. Not to mention, on the offensive line, you've got Gerald Mays, a guy that committed back in early April. He is another 4-star. And then earlier, well, I shouldn't say earlier, this was in April as well, you've got Aaron Bradshaw, another 4-star in the secondary for the Red Raiders, a 6'2 safety from North Crowley in Fort Worth. And now you land a guy in Felix Ojo that is clearly the gem and the belle of the ball, right, when it comes to this recruiting class. And I think a lot of people were speculative of Texas Tech from a high school recruiting standpoint after they went out and they were hyper-aggressive in the portal. Now, it was for only 1 year potentially, but they were hyper-aggressive in that 2025 portal class. But a lot of people were wondering, what is that going to look like with the new rev share in Texas Tech's landscape in terms of, hey, what are they going to look like from the high school recruiting? Because simple and plain, you can go out and get guys that fill holes when it comes to the transfer portal. But your foundation for any good program, even great program across the country, it starts at the high school ranks. How are you going to go and get meaningful impact guys that can play maybe be, some snaps early on, or they're good enough where they're playing significant snaps early on? And Texas Tech has done that here with Felix Ojo. This is a guy, again, I hate to sound like a broken record. I would be stunned if he is not one of the starting tackles for Texas Tech or on the offensive line in general as a true freshman. He is a dominator and a guy that I truly believe will only play 3 years of college football, not because of the fact where he will redshirt or anything as a freshman or whatnot. No, because the NFL will come calling. Again, you look at his measurables, he is 6'6", a legit 6'6", 275. I expect him to add 25 to 35 more pounds at that outside, tackle spot in terms of the offensive line. I don't think he's an interior guy at all. And the thing is with him, he's already strong enough and he's got the frame, right? Some of these guys, when they come into the college ranks, they don't have the frame to put on that weight. Ojo's got the frame. He is legit 6'6". I think when it's all said and done, he probably ends up in that 305, 315 range in terms of weight. And I don't expect him at all to be able to slow down in terms of that weight slowing him down and making it more difficult for him to get outside, whether that's in a zone scheme or whatever it may be from the offensive line perspective. This is an absolutely monumental type commitment for the Red Raiders here on the 4th of July in 2025 as the Red Raiders land the #1 overall offensive tackle prospect in the 2026 class, and a guy that I think a lot of people thought was going down to Austin, but instead he'll take his talents from Lake Ridge there in Mansfield out to the 806 and play for Joey McGuire and crew out in Lubbock, Texas, man, in 2026. Unbelievable. If you're excited like I am, spam that like button. Let me know down in the comments. Give me a let's go like Joey McGuire down in the comments if you were excited that 5-star offensive tackle Felix Ojo has committed to the Scarlet and Black. Damn it, I might have to go down there and just spam let's go a couple of times with how I'm excited about this one and what this means for Texas Tech on the recruiting trail. Maybe the 5-star wide receiver Micah Hudson wasn't a one-and-done thing for the Red Raiders. Who would have thought? You can actually recruit out to the 806. Looking at you, all the mainstream media members that don't believe that. Us Texas Tech fans, we knew you could. We knew you could. You just had to get the right people there. And damn it, James Blanchard and Joey McGuire, they're the right people. Whew. What a night. What a night. Appreciate y'all tuning in. I'm RC Maxfield reminding you, as always, if you want 100% free Texas Tech football content all year long, whether it's on the gridiron, whether it's in the portal, whether it's in the high school ranks, we've got you covered with the largest group of Texas Tech fans here on YouTube, over 12,200 strong. Join today. What do you got to lose? It's free. We're just giving you fun, informative content all year long, about your Red Raiders. What can go wrong? Nothing at all. So be sure to like the video and hit that subscribe button. All right, I'm headed out of here. As always, y'all know what to do. Stay safe and wreck 'em Tech, damn it.